So one of the questions that I constantly get asked is, what blends have you got in at the minute? Now, one of the things that I've done since I've started was I mainly focus on single origins, which essentially means that I just take a particular bean from a particular place and roast it as it is. Blending is exactly that. You take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, put it all together, and make something a little bit different. So the only blend that I have at Kickback Coffee is my espresso blend. And the reason why is got to a point where wholesalers were asking they want something for their drinks, which are espresso based drinks. So creating an espresso blend was something that I thought was important. And whilst along my journey, I was trying all these different single origins. There were certain coffees from specific regions which I thought tasted really well as single origins, as espressos. So I started my blending with a Nicaraguan coffee. Now this particular Nicaraguan coffee has got loads of body. So for me, when I like an espresso, I want it to be able to break through milk, because any espresso based drink that I have is usually a short milky coffee, what a lot of people would know as a flat white or a cortado. Essentially double espresso with some velvety milk on top. So this one is the Nicaraguan, and that represents the body of my espresso. In terms of taking characteristics and trying to fine tune them slightly, if the Nicaraguan had the body, we need to give it a little bit of balance to smooth it out, because what I tend to find is people don't particularly like overly bitter, overly sharp, overly acidic coffees. So this next coffee is one from Colombia, and this Colombian offers the balance in my espresso blend. And when these were put together, it did have a very smooth espresso. However, I felt that it was missing just a little pinch of sugar, just a little bit of sweetness. And in terms of single origins, if anybody ever says that they like a fruity coffee or a sweet coffee, I often always point them in the direction of African coffee. So Ethiopian and Kenyan coffees often have a lot of natural sweetness, and that is why I introduced a little bit of an Ethiopian to my blend. Now, these three coffees all put together is essentially what makes up my espresso blend.